This show is brought to you by HostBaby.com, web hosting for musicians.
So a lot of the marketing advice you hear from musicians on this show and in other places focuses a lot on live performance, how to play gigs, how to promote gigs, how to sell merch at gigs. But what if you don't play live? What if you don't want to play live at all or tour? Well, here on episode 36 of Music Marketing Monday, we'll tell you how to promote your music without playing live. Let's do it.
Information, inspiration, motivation for the modern musicpreneur.
Time to start your week right.
Here it comes, Music Marketing Monday, with your host, Bob Baker,
Mr. Buzz Factor,
and Billy Gryzak.
the music marketing mind.
Ready? Are you sure?
Set.
Here it comes. Swing, baby.
No, you can't make me do it. I'm not going to do it. No, I don't want to. No.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not.
Please.
I'm not going out there. I'm staying right in my room, and that's where I'm going to play music for the rest of my life. No.
Go to your room, Billy.
Actually, I like my room. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, hey, this is Billy Gryzak, the Music Marketing Mind, and my buddy over there is
Bob Baker, a.k.a. Mr. Buzz Factor. Welcome.
Welcome to the show, man. I love what's been going on lately. We've been getting so much feedback, and we've been having people participating in our live Twitter chat, hashtag MMM chat on Mondays, which again is today, a little bit later this afternoon. People have been sending us speak pipe messages and emails, and boy, I'm just loving all the attention. How about you?
I know, yeah, this has been great. Like last week, we had a little, answering questions from listeners, and we were able to include Daryl's voice and his question about how to build a fan base from scratch. And this week, we have another stellar voice question, and you're going to love listening to this for a number of reasons. Should we just go ahead and play it, or what?
Yep. Here we go. This is our buddy Chuck Brown. Take it away, Chuck.
Mr. Billy and Buzz Factor Bob, dear Billy Bob, I'm Chuck Brown from chuckbrown.com. I'd like to speak up on behalf of the non-live performing folks in the crowd. Understandably, the vast majority of what you talk about assumes and is designed to enhance live gigs. But there are quite a number of us out here who have the same burning desire to share our gifts and build a fan base who, for reasons of health or geographic distance or life circumstances or even personal temperament, will rarely or possibly never play live gigs. So I'd love to hear you speak directly to those of us in this category on the topic of marketing and building a fan base. And also look for occasional hooks on all your future topics that might have application to this particular audience. Thanks for listening. Love the show. Have a great day.
Wow. So, Bob, let me ask you a question. Why are we doing this? Did you hear that voice, man?
When I listen to Chuck's voice, I'm like going, oh my God, I am not worthy. Why? I don't even want to speak. I want to be mute the rest of my life.
Yeah. It's a good thing, you're an author, you can just write about it, but look at me. I don't write books, man. I talk, that's it, man. I'm just going to have to tell Chuck what I want him to say, and he'll be like, welcome to the show.
I was mesmerized. In fact, I may even have a man crush. I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
And so I actually, did a little research on Chuck Brown, who I recognize that name. I think, he's been following my stuff. I've been a fan of my work, I believe, for a while. But he is, part of what he does. He's not only a musician, but he is a voiceover talent, and he's got actually a lot of experience in that area. Obviously.
Yeah. Heavy emphasis on the word talent there.
Yeah, and if your son hadn't done our own opening, I would say we should get Chuck to do that. But Will did a fantastic job there. Have we ever even mentioned that or given Will props?
No, we never ever talked about that. That really jazzy intro is like, hey, yeah. That's actually my 18-year-old son and drummer, Will Gryzak. So, yeah, if you want to give him a shout out there, you can actually, the best place to reach him is at bigandtallband.com or the Big and Tall Band on Facebook, because he's my drummer and he monitors those sites for me. So, tell him what an awesome voice he has. And
yeah, he did a great job on there. But Chuck, he's got some resonance there. But anyway, he asked a great question though.
Yeah, so let's get into it, Bob.
Let's do that, shall we? And as usual, we didn't compare notes. We're just you're hearing this, as it comes out of our mouths.
You say notes like I actually have some.
Yeah. The notes are in my head along with the voices. But anyway, so this is something that comes up actually fairly often. So I don't play live.
This was such a fantastic question. I can't believe that we've never addressed this before. That just goes to show you sometimes you don't see the forest for the trees. Right. I'm out there gigging, a couple hundred shows a year, and I'm always thinking about gigging. And, it's just never dawned on me. I mean, like, for instance, I guess, there's one band that we both know, Pomplamoose. For years and years, they never went out and played live at all. I mean, they're on a tour right now, but that was, I don't even know if they really need to tour. I mean, they've done such a great job, but there's an example of at least one that does it. I mean, amazing.
For years they didn't tour and they didn't have a physical product either. I think it was all like downloads is where and the YouTube videos. And speaking of that is actually my first bit of recommendation. So for whatever reason, and Chuck kind of spelled it out there, he said there's many different reasons. It could be health, it could be family, it could be day job, it could be what are your obligations, or just a lack of interest. I don't feel like slugging stuff in smoky bars and touring across the country. Whatever reason, it is possible to do this. And so if you're, and admittedly, there's an advantage to playing live. I mean, we covered it extensively. It's the best way to connect with people face to face. But if you're going to eliminate that, there's still things that you can do. And for me, you got to obviously make better use or smart use of the internet and digital ways of reaching people. And for me, YouTube and video is one of your best friends and can be very powerful. And that's exactly what Pomplamoose did. They, this duo, Jack and Natalie, and they created these amazing, funny, fun, well-edited videos to both original songs and obscure, and they did really interesting cover songs, posted them on YouTube, and got a lot of attention. And so there's a couple of different aspects of this, and chime in anytime you want, Billy. But so maybe you don't want to perform live like in front of an audience at a typical venue, but if you still like performing, even if it's in your bedroom, you can certainly get a video of you just sitting at your piano or with your guitar in your apartment, in the studio, wherever it is, and performing, if that's one way to go about it. And the more interesting you can make that, either a dead-on vocal or just some amazing guitar skill that you have, or just doing a quirky song that makes people laugh or makes them cry or makes them feel something, that is one way to build an audience. The other way is to take a recorded song, if you still don't even like performing live even by yourself, is to take your studio, your polished version, and make a music video out of it. It could be something as simple as still images that kind of float by. It could be one of those lyric videos where the lyrics pop up, as the people are listening to the song. Or you can go to the extent of creating a traditional music video. But I think video is probably one of the most powerful things that you can do for starters. Your thoughts?
Well, absolutely. And besides that, don't forget that YouTube is the number 2 search engine in the world, which is ironic because it's owned by Google. But people will many times just go to YouTube to search for things. They don't even go to Google. A great example, since we were talking about my son, he's really into this thing called 8-bit music or chipping. And it's basically people that make songs that sounds like it was done like on a Nintendo 64. And I wish I had the name of the artist. In fact, I was trying to look it up while we were chatting. But
this is a new thing, chipping?
Oh, you don't know about this?
I do not know. I have been in the cave, apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, way back, there's a band called I Fight Dragons, who I've actually interviewed on Music Marketing Minutes. And they was a band like a typical like pop rock band, but then they had this thing called chipping, which is using actual sounds from video games. In fact, some of the instruments they use in their band are actually video game controllers and dance pads and stuff. So it's great when you hear keyboard sounds, you see guys jumping up and down on like these Dance Dance Revolution mats, and they're actually playing the keyboard parts with their feet, which is really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then there's these other groups that are strictly 8-bit, which is where they're like using like a little keyboard and they're triggering all the old game sounds, right? So there's this one fella, and I wish I had his name, and it's really bothering me right now. I should have called my kid and asked him, but and basically what he does, he has a series of videos out where he does all these popular songs. Like he's done like this one thing, it's like all Pirates of the Caribbean, or another thing it's all like disco dance songs. Another one is like different internet meme songs like Numa Numa and all that stuff, and Gummy Bear, and he does them all in 8-bit. And this dude is creating like a monster following, you know. Another group of guys that don't perform live, to the best of my knowledge, are epic rap battles. Are you familiar with those, Bob?
I've heard the term, yes.
Right. Now, this will blow your mind. Epic rap battles is basically where they take like two characters, whether they're fictional or real, and they have them, you know, do a rap battle, and they dress up like them. Like one of my favorites is Christopher Columbus versus Captain Kirk, and it's just hilarious. And Dr. Seuss versus I don't know who the other doctor is, like Freud or something. It's just crazy. And basically, check it out. For years, I think they were releasing these things for free. That was it. I mean, you just watched them on YouTube, and it was free, and that's all there was to it. And guess what? Now you can buy them. They've taken their videos and they've put them together on albums, and they're like selling millions of these things. Even though they gave them all away for free for a long time on YouTube. But the thing was, what they did was they found a niche, and they built them up and gave away their stuff for free until they had reached a critical mass, at which point they could actually start selling their stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's some things to look at for the YouTube. Now, if your reason for not performing live is physical in such a way that maybe you're still capable of making music, but you maybe don't want to be seen, or you don't make your music in real time, or let's say, or you just don't like being on camera. Well, then, like you said, you can make lyric videos, picture videos. I did a great video. I did a cover of Octopus's Garden, and if you look for Octopus's Garden by Mr. Billy, where we went ahead and basically just used a lot of images that I found of octopi, whatever you call them, and and octopises, and it's really nice. So check that out. My cover of Octopus's Garden by Mr. Billy, to give you an example of a effective slideshow. And by the way, I'd like to give props to Bob Baker, because that video was made from a direct result of a post that you put up. It was like how to make a music video for like. Do you remember the one? Do you remember that post?
Yeah. It's still on. How to make a cheap, easy, free, or whatever music videos. And I was using Picasa, which is the free photo editing software that you can get from Google. That's exactly what I used to do Octopus's Garden. So again, check it out. And first of all, tell them where they can find. Do you know where that link is for your post, Bob? Well, if you go to thebuzzfactor.com, in the right hand column, there's a little search bar or field, and put in something like cheap, easy, or free music videos or something like that, and it should come up in the search results. Right. So here's what I recommend you do if you're interested in going down this way is check out Bob's post, and then after you do that, go to YouTube and search for Mr. Billy Octopus's Garden and see it in action, and that'll hopefully give you some ideas how you can do that. Now, awesome. If video is not the way you want to go, there's still lots of options to get out there. Now, again, are you trying to become, again, my mission is always the same. I have one mission and one mission only, really. I guess I'm really a one-trick pony with my actual mantra is know your target audience, or as I call it now, define your success symbol. Okay. Your music, your message is rock solid. You are not wishy-washy. You're not a flip-flopper. No, anybody's been listening to this show for any length of time knows that I believe that you can't do
diddly until you know who you're doing it for and why you're doing it. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. And the reason I say that is I've seen people that know who they're trying to reach and know why they're doing it run circles around people that are way more talented, way better looking, way better singers that don't have a clue. You know what I mean? So anyway, getting back to that, I would say, so you don't want to perform live, no problem. Maybe you live in, Greenland. There's not a lot of places to play there. I've been there, and so for whatever reason, okay, you don't want to play now. Are you wanting to be in the music business to be a celebrity? Are you in it to be the man, or the woman, I guess you want to be PC about it. Are you in it to be like, the person that makes the music? Do you want to use a band name? Are you more interested in getting your songs out there? You want to be a songwriter, when you want to write hits for Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber and stuff like that, or whoever.
Maybe you might want to be a producer or something.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or a lyricist or whatever it is, or you want to get I don't know. You want to be a studio musician. Now, there's a good one. There's a fella that follows us regularly. His name is Nicholas Blix, and he lives in it's not Germany, but he's overseas, far away from us, somewhere, Denmark
across the
or something.
pond.
Yeah,
Sure.
and I mean, he does for a living. It's mind blowing. He literally goes around to like SoundCloud, finds people that are making demos that are using drum machines, and he's a drummer. And then he starts relationships with them. He doesn't try to sell them. He says, I really like your music. And he tells me he's truly honest about it. Like if he really likes somebody, he becomes their fan and says, I really like your stuff, blah, blah, blah. And he says, by the way, I have a studio and I add live drums to people's projects so they don't have to use drum machines. And if you're ever interested in trying it out and seeing what your music sounds like with a real live drummer, let me know. And that's how he gets his clients. And he doesn't leave his house. He doesn't tour. How you like that one?
Wow, that's cool.
See,
I've not heard of that business model before, but I love it.
So who needs notes?
We don't need no stinking notes.
Yeah. So anyway,
that is really smart. It's what are your goals, and so that will actually dictate, what avenues that you would take then to share your music. Because Chuck is saying, he's not interested in performing live, but he is interested in spreading his music and sharing his gifts. I think he even used maybe that term with the world, and so that could be you want to get into the ears of people, but knowing what your ultimate goal is and who you're trying to attract is all. I mean, that marketing applies regardless of whether you're playing live or not.
Right, but also it's going to depend on. It's going to dictate how you do it. Again, if you want to be the celebrity and you want to be in front of the camera, that'll take you down one road. If you want to sell your services, like you could even start out with Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and offer whatever it is you want for $5 or more per gig. There was another site like that too, where people would match themselves up with, literally, it's for musicians. I can't remember the site name. I'll try to find it. But it was like a Fiverr where you wanted guitar players, you wanted bass players, you wanted songwriters to work on your projects in it. And for a fee, you can find these people. So there's another opportunity for you. Some other things you can do, I think are fantastic. Again, performing without a note net. Here we go.
Note net.
Don't you like that?
Is when I fall, I hope I land on a note net.
Yes, that's so great. But anyway, check it out, man. Why not start your own radio station or a podcast, and then you can feature like-minded artists and include yourself in there. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So there's another great way to position yourself as an artist and get some exposure. I find the best way, if you're not going to tour and get in front of people, you're going to have to. Okay, there's this thing called push marketing, and then there's this thing called pull marketing, right? Okay.
Yes.
Push marketing is you're going out and asking people to buy your CD and to hire you. Pull marketing is where they're coming to you and they want to buy your services, your songs, or hire you. So I find the best way to be in a pull situation is to use other people's fame or fans or whatever. So in other words, if you were to, let's say, start a radio station, it was all, I don't know, let's just pick a band out of the blue. Oh, Mr. Billy, the Mr. Billy radio show, and it's songs by Mr. Billy and other people that record Mr. Billy songs. Well, all the Mr. Billy fans are going to go there, and you can be the host. You can be the host of that show and add your material as well, and eventually build up a fan base off of Mr. Billy's fan base, or AC/DC or whatever it is that you're into, jazz, Dizzy Gillespie. So there's lots of opportunities for people that don't tour to create fans. And most importantly, though, if you really want to do this, you got to find a way to direct them to you so you can build up that mailing list that we talk about all the time.
That's right. And I know along the lines of what you were just talking about, I think in a recent episode, we mentioned Mark Gunn, didn't we? Gunn. I think you might have interviewed him.
Yeah, the Bard Crier dude.
Yeah, he is a master at creating these little niche resources. He's got like the Celtic MP3 magazine, which is like an online kind of blog that features not only his music but all music in that genre. He's got like the Irish drinking song podcast and a Renaissance music this, and so he's got all these little niche things that promote the genre, not just his music, and that's a brilliant move. And along those lines, you kind of brushed over it very lightly, but I think this is like here's my grade A, like $1 million idea here that we should be charging for, but I'm going to give it away for free.
No, don't do it, Bob. No.
One of the untapped ways of actually building an audience. It just would work great if you don't want to perform live. But you've done this. I've done this. And that is actually to create either a podcast or a video interview series where you not only feature the music of it, you actually interview people in your genre. And so whatever that, it's either the genre or something to do with your musical identity. And you don't start with the most well-known people necessarily, but you just start sort of your peers, other artists doing something similar, and you interview them. And so it becomes a resource for when people are searching for that genre or that other artist that's maybe a little more popular than you. They will find that interview, and you, by association, is the person interviewing them and having this warehouse of a backlog or archives of many interviews you've done with these types of people. Your notoriety will grow, and you may actually establish relationships with these people that you admire and respect, and maybe you start collaborating on videos or studio work or whatever. But I think that's one of probably the most underutilized ways of attracting an audience. But you're doing it in your interview series. What's the making money, making music or something that you're about to?
Yeah, making money, making music, and I've done over a dozen or so interviews, and it's just mind blowing how well that's going.
Yeah, and I've done it with my creative entrepreneur interview series. I've interviewed people on the Artist Empowerment Radio that I've done for years, and it attracts people, who are looking for those people. And then this whole thing is by association, your notoriety and reputation grows. So think along those lines. How can you up your profile by associating with others who are more prominent in your field?
Here's an interesting thing I've been considering doing for a while. My main audience is children and families, and something that's really popular lately are ukuleles. Ukuleles are like a big rage right now. And I've actually thought about giving free online ukulele lessons for beginners, and then as I go through and I teach them the basics, I'll start teaching them Mr. Billy songs with an option to buy the Mr. Billy songbook for ukulele.
Ooh, smart.
And so you could do something like that if you play a non-traditional instrument. Like, for instance, my son is a monster cajon player. I don't know if you've seen the videos yet, but there's a really great video of what he does on bigandtallband.com at the bottom. There's our promo video. And he's an animal, literally. I mean, with this cajon, which is, I don't know if you've seen them, but they're these boxes that sound like a drum set. They're pretty incredible.
Yes, I'm aware of a cajon. I actually played a cajon on a number of songs on the new album that I'm working on.
No way! I had no idea.
I'm familiar with that. But he's I'm trying to envision an animal on the cajon. Does he like kick the cajon over and smash it at the end of a set?
He's actually been kind of destroying them. He's come up with a style of cajon playing he calls boxing. Which is funny because cajon means box, but he calls it boxing and has these gloves that are like these Harley Davidson anti-vibration gloves, and between kicking and pounding on it, seriously, if you guys want to see something really crazy, he might be the next internet meme. You remember that the Mad Drummer meme? Do you remember that?
I think so.
Yeah, that guy, that's just like insane playing the drums with this like loungy kind of corporate band.
Yeah. He's going totally overboard in the background.
Not only that, man, that guy's created a meme. He's now the maddrummer.com, and he's like all over he's got an endorsement with the drum company and everything. So yeah, so if anybody from LP is out there listening and you want to sponsor somebody with cajones, come and talk to us. Yeah, my son needs you. But anyway, yeah, but I mean, yeah, so building it. So I'm thinking, he could go, and there's two things he could do. I'm going to suggest it to him is, he could do music, do YouTube videos of his unusual style because he's fun to watch. Or better yet, I told him he should sample all of his cajon playing and sell all of his cajon sounds as samples that people can use in their audio productions for GarageBand and Pro Tools and stuff like that.
Wow. That's cool. And you remember the blog post I did a while back on the guy that has all those weird, obscure albums and songs on every topic imaginable?
Dude, I worship him. I am like, he writes like 100 songs a week or something. And I'm like, I could do that. But you know what? When I did 12 CDs in a year, that just about killed me. So I'm trepidatious to write, 100 songs a week, but I think I could do it. But
that guy doesn't play live. Yeah. He
does not play live.
Records at home. I think he has a day job and he just posts them to iTunes.
Yeah. Check it out. Yeah. What he does is so cool. He basically records constantly and uploads constantly. And he says some of his songs only make his goal. I remember his goal was to make $2. Nope, I'm good. I thought maybe I turned off my recorder again, but I didn't. Okay. I get all excited. I start pressing buttons. Anyway, this guy's goal is to make $2 a song, and he does it on volume, not on quality. And, everybody always says quality, not quantity. Well, this guy's entire marketing plan is quantity, not quality. and he makes, some people might not think this is a lot of money, but he makes like $10,000 or $20,000 a year extra.
It was 25,000.
Oh, was it 25,000? So he's making $25,000 a year by record. And I mean, literally, these songs are interesting to say the least. You know what I mean? Like he'll walk around the house and say, "There's a chair," and then he'll pick up a guitar or a piano, and he'll go, "I see a chair. There's a chair over there. I love my chair." And that's the song.
And the albums have there's household items, and he's got about songs about chairs and faucets and sinks and all that. But he's got this whole birthday collection where he goes through like every name imaginable and does the same birthday song, same melody. He just changes the name in it. It's "Happy Birthday Sandy," "Happy Birthday Sylvia," "Happy." It's ridiculous. But there's an example. This is something. So basically, don't do that. That's not what we're saying. But do something creative that will stand out. Because I think just like sitting there and doing like a ho hum everyday sort of love song video or whatever is not probably going to get you much attention. But what can you do that's creative, that's in line with who you are authentically as an artist? That will get noticed and people will be intrigued by it. And you mentioned the teaching thing, I think is another missed opportunity. Yeah. What do you know that you can teach? Is it the ukulele lessons? Is it something related to your style, a technique that you use, a piece of equipment that you use, that can help people find you? There's so many opportunities.
Like for instance, I'm a master at recording songs on the iPad, and I've seriously thought about putting together like an iPad recording course. You know what I mean? And so if anybody's interested in that, contact me at Music Market Mind on Twitter. But so I mean, the sky's the limit. I mean, Chuck, this was a fantastic question, and I think as you all heard, Chuck suggested that perhaps we consider this in the future. When we're doing other programs to include the non-performing options.
That's right. So Billy won't incessantly be talking about gigs, shows, touring.
No, actually, I will, but I'll just add stuff to it. You know?
That's right.
Now, speaking of Chuck taking the time to do that, we appreciate it. I also want to take a little bit of time to recognize some very special people. First of all, right after this today, you can all join us live on Twitter. We have a weekly Music Marketing Monday chat. It's at hashtag # MMM chat. And I just like to thank Sophia Lovett and Stephen White. Even check this out, Madeline Sklar, who basically invented the musicians Twitter chat. She's got a thing on Thursdays called the GG chat. Joins us. Chuck Brown's been there. Don Harrison, Gary Toth, indie band guru Nicholas J. Blix, who we just talked about today. We also have Patrice from the Baseline Group joins us. Scott Colesby. I mean, Room 24. By the way, a special shout out to Room 24. These are it's like a teenage band that actually spent some money and joined my secret music career ICU group, and these guys are trying so hard to get somewhere with their music at still in their teens, and they're great kids, and they made a great move by hanging out with us. I hope we don't mess them up too much.
Please. Don't make
and
bad influence.
the list goes on. I mean, I know I'm missing a lot of people here, but thanks everybody for joining us at the Twitter chat, and that'll be today and every week at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitter, and then we continue that on Facebook at the MMM chat in our Facebook group there. Also, we got some emails. Oh, and I guess I should thank Jason Dittner because he's like always around throwing ideas out there. He's been with us since the very beginning. And then there's a friend of ours, Jamie Ledger. Remember him?
I do, yeah. Is it Ledger or Leisure? I always kind of.
I know it's
forgot how
Leger. He is the content business architect for artists and creators. Ooh,
that's right. He took one of my 4-week music marketing master classes that you were also part of about a year or two ago. And that's very cool. He's out there still doing his thing.
And he sent us an email and thanked us so much for continuing to do what we do, and we really do appreciate that. And we have a new fellow. His name is Jax Sessions, Jaxx Sessions, and I love that. You always say you need a great tagline, right? You ready for this one? I love this one. Jax Sessions, aspiring music legend.
Aspiring music legend.
Do you love that? That's awesome. And he says he feels like he walks away with new stuff, new ideas, new tips every week. And thanks for listening, Jack. We really appreciate it. And to all our followers and listeners, I mean, I could go on, but we're already up to the time where we're supposed to stop.
That's right. So we should probably bring this to a close. But thank you all for listening, because we get hundreds of downloads every episode, and we know people all over the world are checking us out. And so thanks for inviting us into your ears.
Yeah, man. Thanks for letting us get in your head, man.
That's right.
We're getting into your head, aren't we? We are.
No nightmares, hopefully.
That's good. So, hey, Bob, what you got going on? Anything we want to know about? How can we reach you?
Well, it is. Yeah, we are here already in early November by the time this airs, and we are right on the verge of the holiday season. And it's not too late to still make the best use of the holiday season. So I just want to remind people that I created a course called Holiday Music Marketing, and I think it would be really helpful. And I think you could easily earn back the small fee that you would have to pay to take this course if you really implemented some of these ideas. And so you can go to thebuzzfactor.com and look in the right-hand corner, and there'll be a little image there that says Holiday Music Marketing, and learn more about that. In fact, you are featured in that course, Mr. Billy, and I'm not going to give the details, but there was you shared how you made $3,000 one holiday season with a simple conversation that you had with someone.
Actually, it was way more than $3,000 because technically the $3,000 was seed money. Think about that.
Oh, that's right. And you sold more, beyond that.
Yeah. We don't want to get into it, but seriously, that the book that Bob is offering is fantastic, and it's mostly fantastic because I'm in it. But yeah, it's
it's actually a video course. It's a video and audio online course. It's not in book format.
I know. I call everything you do a book. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's okay, but I'm doing more online courses and in multimedia type stuff, and so excited about that.
Fantastic.
But yeah, that's a good one. It's very timely. Still not too late for you to take advantage of the holiday season.
Great. And then my thing that I'd like to just talk about real quick is holiday season is coming up, so I want you to give yourself a gift. Okay, for those who I mentioned a little bit earlier, we have this thing called the Music Career ICU, and it is a very, very small fee to join, and you get a year's worth of basically a mastermind group where we go in and we help each other, encourage each other, totally transparent. What stays what happens in the group stays in the group. And that's a real big issue for a lot of people. They're afraid. They don't know who to trust, who to talk to. And a lot of these online forums, they're public, and maybe you don't want to discuss, how much you're making or how your bass player is making you feel or whatever, So, this would be a great place for you. And if you'd like to get more information on that, hit me up at musicmarketingmind@gmail.com. We have a extremely limited number of slots, and I probably won't be opening up a new group until after the new year. So this is your opportunity to get into a great group and give yourself a super holiday reward for working so hard.
That's right.
There you go. That's it.
That sounds good. This was a good one. Thanks again to Chuck Brown for using his golden voice to ask an awesome question, man.
Chuck, did we do good, Chuck? Chuck, did we do good? Send us another voice message this week. Tell us how good we did, please. We want to hear your voice, Chuck. We just want to hear your voice.
Say something nice. Say, "Thank you, Bob and Billy. Thank you so much.
We love you, Chuck. We want to be you."
Like I said, man crush.
Yeah, Chuck doesn't like cough and sneeze when he talks, Bob.
I know. Sorry, I've got a long way to go. So,
all right. Anyway, that does it for us, man. I'm Billy Gryzak, the Music Marketing Mind.
I'm Bob Baker, Mr. Buzz Factor, saying so long for now.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Are you still there? Excellent! Now would be a good time to visit hostbaby.com for your free 30-day trial. Of course.